Luis Emmanuel Ponce Valencia is accused of targeting a 29-year-old woman at random at 23rd Avenue and 94th Street. This mother of three was on her way to catch a bus when she was stabbed multiple times. Valencia was nabbed after cops had released photos of him. He is charged with attempted murder and assault. Remember back in January, we told you about the city council staffer who'd been arrested by ICE? Well, a judge has now ordered Rafael Rubio out of the country. He is a council data analyst who was arrested at a routine immigration hearing in Bethpage on January 12th. Council Speaker Julie Menin says she will continue to fight on his behalf.
So let me be clear, Rafael should be released immediately. This is an outrageous decision by the judge. There's no justification for continuing to detain him.
Well, DHS says Rubio had a previous arrest for assault and had overstayed his visa, which was issued in 2017. The judge who ordered him back to Venezuela disputed the argument that Rubio was allowed to stay because he had temporary protected status when he was initially allowed in. The Trump administration got rid of that for Venezuelans last year. 10 months after his arrest at a routine immigration hearing in the city, a Bronx high school student has been released.
As Dylan Contreras made his way home from central Pennsylvania, his legal team finally exhaled. Annie Whitney with the New York Legal Assistance Group among them.
We're so happy that he's finally out, and we hope that no one further has to spend any time in detention, but definitely not months and months on end, losing a whole school year.
Elected officials, advocates, and his mother publicly pressed for his release.
A really incredible advocate for her son, speaking out and being so brave in a really hostile environment.
Mayor Mamdani praised Contreras' release, calling his detention an injustice. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Courtney Donahoe.
All right, guys, it is March 19th, Thursday.
He's ascending global oil surge.
I'm not working tomorrow. This is my Friday, so no historical video, no time capsule tomorrow.
Are raising the risk of a lasting impact on oil supplies. S&P futures are down 20 points. Dow futures falling 135. And FedEx opened this year on a tear. The stock raced ahead on rosy views of the U.S. economy, but the war in Iran is threatening to weigh on growth. The delivery giant reports quarterly earnings this afternoon after the closing bell. I'm Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wings at 92.3 FM.
All right, we're going to get some commercials now. So who's any baseball fans out there? And if you're a baseball fan, do you like the World Baseball Classic? I have to admit, I don't. But I will never red light. I have to admit that I will not disparage anyone else that loves the Baseball Classic. There is a national pride involved in that tournament. I'm a Mets fan, and I still have a bad taste in my mouth when my closer got hurt celebrating a victory in the World Baseball Classic, and we didn't have the services of our closer for that year. And I gotta admit, with all the sports that we have here in the U.S., I think because we have so many other sports to enjoy, like we have the basketball tournament, right? We have NCAA March Madness in March. We have a bunch of other things going on. We have hockey, have football, baseball. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Ram secured the funding that it needs to stay afloat.
Okay, still commercials. I can't wrap my head around another sport or another event because there's so much going on already. And I'm really just can't wait for baseball to start. And the World Baseball Classic, while I understand, I saw some of the highlights, how the vibe in the stadiums are really a lot of energy, but I just can't get around to it. So let me know what you think about the World Baseball Classic. Like it, love it, indifferent. But we're documenting history, folks, for future generations. That's what I'm doing here. Every morning I commute to work. I listen to 1010 Wins. Not for any political news, not for any being on one side or the other of the political aisle. I just want to hear what's going on. I love the idea of someone being able to watch one of these videos from 20 years ago and just kind of see what was going on. in the local news. Also looking at the styles of the cars, like this Tucson, this Hyundai Tucson. I don't know what year this Tucson is, but 20 or 30 years from now, someone will look back and go, oh, wow, look at that old new Hyundai Tucson.
80% water? I thought it was...
We're waiting only for the 7:30 headline news as I go to work and appreciate the historians. There's usually 5 of you, 4 of you, 3 of you watching these videos, and I appreciate that. We're just documenting history. And I will do these as long as I'm driving and I'm going to work. I will upload a time capsule. I guess you can call it a daily time capsule, because that's what this is. It's like you're going in my car and you're just taking a drive back here in 2026 from whatever year you're watching this. And of course, all of the commutes are basically the same here on Broadway in Patterson. But just remember, the star of the show is the news snippets, not the road that I take. The roads that I take, they're the co-star.
Been a very good Thursday morning.
Here we go.
I'm Scott Stanford. Told you yesterday about the woman who was stabbed while standing on a corner in East Elmhurst on Monday morning. Stabbed right in front of her son several times. Police now have their sights set on a suspect.
The man in a ski cap walked up to the woman like it was nothing. She didn't even see him until he pushed her forward and stabbed her in the back and hand. Kayla lives in the area.
I mean, I would hope that that's an isolated incident, and I don't have to be concerned about me and my children's safety, but you know, in New York, you always have to be on alert.
Police don't believe the two know each other. Video of the attack shows the 29-year-old walking slowly to the bus stop across the street afterwards. It's worrisome to Edwin Perez.
You try to be as vigilant as possible, honestly, especially with a lot of families in the area.
Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in East Elmhurst.
Yeah, you can catch photos of that suspect at 1010wins.com. If you recognize this guy, police would love you to call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. That's 577-TIPS. Wins News Time, 7:31 on a Thursday. We're getting closer to that weekend, Karen Stewart. How are we looking on the roads?
We are inching towards it, aren't we? So let's see if we can get there quickly. I know, I'm funny, right? So we're going first over to the Hudsons. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 50 in at the Holland. From the Pulaski Skyway, 30 minutes from the Newark Bay Extension. The inbound Lincoln's 45, and the inbound George Washington Bridge is 40. 15 from the Palisades, and the New Jersey bound out of Bridge Crossing, one of our 2 measly lanes, disabled vehicle in it. The right lane is blocked as we check Long Island, eastbound Northern State, delayed at 36 for the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. We have an accident there that they are moving to the shoulder. Northbound Wantagh Parkway, W5 for Sunrise Highway. We have an accident there. The right lane is blocked. There are delays there as well. Queens, eastbound BQE West Leg, onto the westbound Grand Central. This disabled bus has been there since 6:42. Still there, but they're working on it. And in the city, the northbound FDR Drive near 61st Street is bumper to bumper from back at 34th Street. We've got an accident at 61st, and one lane is blocked. We're sponsored by the Barnes Firm Traffic Tip Line, which is 844-JAM-1010. We encourage you to call it, please. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the
We're leaving Patterson, New Jersey. 80 East Elmwood Park. Imagine if somebody was doing a daily news thing and they say we're going into East Patterson, because that's what it used to be called.
Up, Joe. We're getting there. We're moving in the right direction. Yes.
It's not as fast of a pace as many of us would like, but at least we're getting out of the deep freeze of the past couple of days. We'll wander up to 44 today with a lot more clouds and sun. The sky should clear a little bit more tonight. We'll get to 37 in the city, closer to freezing in some of the colder spots north and west. Some sun will give way to clouds tomorrow, but it gets a little milder. The high up to 52. We get rain tomorrow night. That's gone Saturday morning. Saturday will be partly sunny and mild with a high temperature approaching 60 in Midtown. We'll get to 64 on Sunday as sun gives way to clouds and maybe a late day shower. Right now in Central Park, cloudy, 33. The humidity 58%. The wind south at 5. We're getting the current temperature 33 headed to 44 at Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 winds and 92.3 FM.
Thank you, Joe. Had some heated moments on Capitol Hill yesterday. The Senate confirmation hearing for President Trump's pick to replace Kristi Noem to run Homeland Security. Talking about Senator Markwayne Mullin, questioned about potential anger issues.
Republican Senator Rand Paul accusing President Trump's nominee for Homeland Security Secretary, his Senate colleague Markwayne Mullin, of having serious anger issues. Paul bringing up his own assault by a neighbor in 2017.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted. I was shocked that you would justify and celebrate this violent assault. That caused me so much pain and my family so much pain. I just wonder if someone who applauds violence against their political opponents is the right person to lead an agency that has struggled to accept limits to the proper use of force.
That's correspondent Jay O'Brien. Here's Senator Mullin.
I won't back down from a challenge, and I'll also admit when I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I make mistakes just like anybody else. But mistakes, if you own them, you can learn from them. And you can move ahead.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he's confident Senator Mullin going to be confirmed as the next Secretary of Homeland Security. Imagine you're checking out some plush animal toys on a shelf, and one of them turns out to be real and alive. That's what happened in an airport gift shop in Australia. Passengers just hanging out, perusing the animal display shelf with toy kangaroos and Tasmanian devils sitting right up there just hiding in plain sight. A brush-tailed possum. His eyes were moving and everything. Officials at Hobart Airport said they had no idea how the possum got in there. They did remove the animal safely. Just a tip to any live animals who may be listening right now, trying to blend in with the toy animals. If you want to do that, the blinking going to give you away every single time.
Caught up in all these lights and cameras, but look what that did to Hammer,
Jay-Z about to do one of our stadiums back-to-back nights this summer. We're going to run it down. We'll tell you where. It's a pretty famous one.
all the money blows, all the bitches take flight. If they keep cheating on me, what I do, I take it back.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hello, it's Scott Shannon inviting you to check out my true...
A lot of construction over here on River.
Odyssey app, search Scott Shannon and lock it in.
Powered by River Spring Living. Today's business tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Elizabeth Zabludoff, principal.
Gonna keep the commercials rolling as we head up to Outwater Lane in Garfield, New Jersey. If you're not from the Northeast, these videos will give you a glimpse of our traffic, our roads, our weather, and our local news, our local New York, New Jersey news.
The family's needs evolve.
It'd be cool if other places would do this. You know how you have, what's that, SVUs, what's that? Something, you know, they have New York, they have Las Vegas, Special Victims, SV something. But, you know, have one from Los Angeles, have one from Chicago. Somebody doing this in Chicago, a daily news snippet in Chicago. That'd be cool. I would watch it. It's interesting to see local news from different states, like stuff that you're not going to see in the national news.
This summer, Jay-Z is set for back-to-back nights at Yankee Stadium. Okay, he's going back-to-back on July 10th and the 11th. You said it, John Sterling. The concerts celebrate two iconic albums. Reasonable Doubt turns 30, and The Blueprint marks 25 years. Mr. Z going to perform each album on separate nights.
I'm in great shape, Dunny. I keep jacks jumping.
When you think I hope you think my favorite song.
A country music legend's throwing his support behind one of today's biggest stars. Vince Gill says he believes Taylor Swift deserves a spot on the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I think they'll put her in there. I would imagine, you know, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
She's also, you know, a lot of people don't realize she's arguably the biggest donor
Yeah.
that's ever been to the Country Music Hall of Fame. I'm crazy about
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of less artists that are in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Not less artists, but not as popular, I guess, in terms of like how everyone in the world knows who she is right now. Or maybe not. What do I know, right? All right, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's snippet of the news as we document history for future generations. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Unless I drive somewhere and I listen to the news, I'll upload it. Take care, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.